Actor Michelle Ang's now working on US TV shows in New York, but she's also the star of the new Kiwi romantic comedy, My Wedding and Other Secrets. Michelle, welcome back. Well, not welcome to Good Morning, but welcome back to Avalon Studios, because this is where it all started for you.
It is. It's a full circle. Thanks for having me. Yep, lots of familiar faces.
How many years ago was it that you were here? It was with the Young Entertainers, wasn't it?
It was with the Young Entertainers. Giving years might give away my age, I think, but it was definitely
still young.
Definitely over a decade ago, I think.
Hasn't changed too much?
Not too much.
You have, though. You've been a very busy lady. You've done a number of things since this movie that we're going to talk about. Tell us about it, because it's a romantic comedy, isn't it?
It is. It's definitely got some strong comedic aspects, but there's also enough to sort of pull on the heartstrings here and there. It's based on a first-generation New Zealand-born Chinese girl and her struggles to make her New Zealand world and her New Zealand boyfriend sort of meld with her traditional Chinese parents and their values. I
want to talk about tell us about the Chinese parents, because they're quite famous, aren't they, in China, the actors that are part of that?
Oh, yes. Cheng Pei Pei, who plays my mum, was in, I think, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Wow.
And amongst a raft of other really big Hong Kong films that my mum and dad used to watch when they were like 16.
Right.
Like, she's a bona fide Hong Kong star. And Kenneth Tsang as well. I think Lee Tamahori cast him in a Bond film, Die Another Day, but he's a Hollywood institution as well as a Hong Kong heavyweight, so yeah, it was pretty...
I was going to say, how is it working with, you know, such amazing stars?
It's pretty incredible. Like, being in a room with them, you know that they're professionals. You can sort of feel their presence, and they can turn it on and off in front of the camera just like that. But yeah, it was a real honour, and like I've said before, I didn't really have to act so much because their energies were so intense. It was just sort of, it felt like it was real. I mean...
Did they give you any advice on set, or did you ask for any advice?
Not so much. I sort of observed how they did it and took what I could from that. Kenneth was pretty vocal. Like, he had strong ideas about how scenes should sort of play out, and he was actually quite a good cultural advisor, I guess, to us.
Right.
So,
should we have a look at a clip?
Sure.
So, I really like your sister, Emily. I'd appreciate any advice.
Get a different girlfriend? Susan, just jokes. First thing you need to know.
Are you really voting National? What are your thoughts on the Green Party?
Right, never talk politics.
Wrong. Never talk anything. Don't engage, don't discuss, just defer, agree, respect.
I'm gonna attack the guard with my dagger.
No, those are D4s. Do you have magic missiles? Okay, so those go back on the table.
No, those are mine. How old are you? Don't you just want to, you know, play the field?
I want to talk about your love interest, because Sarah we were watching the clips before, and she was like, who is that guy? Who is that guy? But that guy's off Go Girls, is that right?
He is, yep. He's done a great job of sort of creating this terribly nerdy character, but Matt Whelan is the actor who plays James, my character's boyfriend in the movie.
And you play kind of a geek or a nerd as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It was actually...
Are you like that in real life? No.
I'm a secret nerd.
Really?
I think Emily's wears her geekiness sort of more loudly and proudly than I would.
The only reason I ask you that is because I hear you have a degree in chemistry and, is it commercial law?
It's true, yeah, accounting with commercial law, it's true.
So have you had the chance to use that
not so
degree,
specifically.
or those degrees?
Not really, except for interpreting CSI audition scripts where there's some chemistry jargon and whatnot.
No, I mentioned in the intro that you're based in New York now, so you're doing a lot of work over there. How is it over there? Is it busy?
It is busy. It's tough. Like, there's a lot more opportunities, but at the same time, there's a lot more people trying to do the same thing as you.
Right.
I think it's a good time of my life to be there. Like, I'm kind of young, and the city keeps me pretty inspired.
Yeah.
But it can be pretty tough.
Why did you decide to head to New York? What was the motivating force? Just to extend your career?
Kind of. I have this... I don't know, I look back at the pattern of my life and I just have this tendency to jump ship when things are going really well. I think subconsciously I must like the challenge of rebuilding. Yeah, so I was doing Outrageous Fortune, I think.
Yeah.
And that was going really well, and then I suddenly decided I probably should challenge myself again and headed over to the States and started off in LA, but then ended up in New York.
What do your family think? You know, you've got this wonderful role and this wonderful job here in New Zealand, and all of a sudden you're like, I've got to go, Mum, I've got to get out of here.
I don't know. I think they empathise because they left they're from Malaysia and they left to come to New Zealand from a pretty young age.
Right.
And my sister and I both have that similar bug of wanting to travel and fly
so
the
you blame
coop.
the parents then?
Well, they know that we come back because,
Right.
you know, we come back and visit, and hopefully Mum and Dad will come over and see me at New York at some stage.
Now, you were actually born in Christchurch, and I know you didn't spend
was.
much time there, but your mum and dad are from there, obviously with the earthquake happening and everything. Where were you at the time, and any of your mother's and father's friends, have they been affected by it?
Thankfully, no, all their close friends are fine. I was actually in Los Angeles when I found out about it, and it was amazing because all the American news coverage was all about it. So a lot of Americans, when I was going in for auditions and meetings, which I had to keep going to, obviously,
right.
the first thing they'd ask me was, do you have friends and family in Christchurch? How is everything?
Okay, so everything's okay there then.
Yeah.
Michelle, I want to talk about its pilot. I mean, the pilot season's just sort of been rolling through in the States. How's that been? Because I know you've been doing a lot of pilots yourself.
Yeah, it's been a good auditioning circuit for me. I just got some new representation, so a new agent and manager.
Wow.
And it's been hectic, like 2 auditions a day, 3
Wow.
auditions a day, and I managed to land a pilot for MTV just before I flew out here.
Brilliant, so fingers crossed.
Yes.
It must be hard, though, when you first get over there to try and get an agent, though, you know, because so many people are wanting to get an agent to find work.
Oh, yeah, that's half the battle, actually. Getting an agent... like in New Zealand, you're sort of like, oh yeah, I got an agent. But over there, if you've got a good agent, everyone's like, wow, that's you halfway there. So, no, I'm really, really thankful that I've got a good team.
Well, Michelle, thank you so much for coming and chatting with us today. Good luck with your future and with the pilot and everything. I'm sure you'll do very, very well.
Cool, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.